You were born curious. You stared at the world like it was a puzzle only you could solve. But somewhere along the way, they made you choose. One box, one title, one purpose. Pick a career, specialize, stay in your lane, and little by little that infinite curiosity, the one that made you human, turned into obedience. You stopped exploring. You started surviving. But a new kind of human is emerging, not the specialist, not the generalist. The polymath, someone who remembers what we all forgot, that the mind was never meant to be caged in one skill. That learning is not a task, it's evolution. We live in the age of infinite access and infinite distraction. Knowledge is free, but attention is the new currency. Everyone can learn everything, yet few remember how to truly master anything. You scroll. You consume. You feel smarter, but your mind decays in silence. Mastery dies not because we lack information, but because we lack patience. We confuse learning with collecting. We mistake exposure for experience. But here's the truth. Mastery begins the moment you stop trying to look intelligent and start feeling ignorant. The polymath isn't the person who knows everything. It's the one humble enough to say, I know nothing yet. The first step is not studying. It's surrender. Surrendering your ego. The illusion that knowledge is a trophy to display. Because real learning happens when you're willing to look foolish, to ask questions that others stopped asking, to enter every field like a beginner with a burning mind. Da Vinci didn't become Da Vinci because he was brilliant. He became Da Vinci because he refused to stop being a student. He painted, invented, dissected, experimented, not to impress, but to understand. He wasn't collecting skills. He was mapping the universe through curiosity. And that's what the polymath does. They build bridges where others see walls. They see how art feeds science, how philosophy shapes strategy, how design influences emotion, and how one human mind can hold entire worlds, if it dares to. But before you master anything, you must master yourself. You can't build empires on a chaotic mind. Discipline is not control, it's alignment. It's turning your habits into servants of your purpose. You don't need to do more. You need to do with intention. Wake up and treat your focus like sacred ground. Guard it from noise, dopamine loops, endless tabs. Because attention is your only true wealth. And every distraction is a debt collector disguised as entertainment. Lock in. Cut the noise. Build a ritual around your mind. The same way a blacksmith builds his forge before shaping metal. People talk about consistency like it's boring. Consistency is the quiet fire behind mastery. It's not glamorous. It's not cinematic. It's repetition with purpose, the invisible grind that separates dreamers from creators. Every day your brain rewires itself through friction. Each failed attempt is data. Mastery is not a straight line. It's a rhythm between plateaus and breakthroughs. There will be days when you feel nothing's changing. But remember, growth is silent before it's visible. Roots grow long before trees rise. The polymath understands something most people never will. That the limit of learning isn't time. It's the mind's attachment to comfort. Most people quit not because it's hard, but because being a beginner feels humiliating. They want results faster than reality allows. They want glory without repetition. But mastery doesn't reward impatience. It rewards devotion. It's the scientist who spends 10 years refining one theory. The musician who plays the same scale until the instrument becomes an extension of breath. The coder who breaks his own code 100 times until the logic feels like instinct. That's the true art of learning. The moment when thought becomes reflex, and your skill stops being what you do and becomes what you are. Now let's be honest. We're living in a time where AI can do more in seconds than you can in a lifetime. What's the point of mastering anything anymore? Here's the paradox. When machines learn faster than humans, mastery becomes humanity itself. Your creativity, your curiosity, your synthesis, these are the last frontiers AI can't replicate. Use the tools, don't worship them. Let AI build your systems, but never your soul. Because the polymath of the future isn't just skilled now, they're integrated. They know how to merge logic with emotion, art with reason, creation with contemplation. The new genius is not specialized. It's synthesized. You don't need to master 10 things at once. You just need to follow one thread of curiosity until it weaves into another. Every field is a mirror of the same patterns. Patience, feedback, iteration, clarity. You start by learning one language, and end up decoding reality itself. Think of learning as a web. Every skill you gain makes the next one easier to acquire. Once you understand how learning works, you can learn anything. That's the secret schools never taught you. That intelligence isn't a gift, it's a habit. But remember, mastery without purpose is just ego in disguise. Don't chase skills to prove your worth.
Chase them to understand yourself.
Because the more you learn, the more you meet the parts of you that were asleep. Mastery is not about control. It's about connection. Connection with what you study. Connection with the people who challenge you. Connection with the self that emerges through struggle. And in that process, you realize something sacred. You were never trying to master the world. You were trying to remember who you were before the world told you to choose. So if you still feel that hunger to learn, if you still feel that restless curiosity burning inside you, don't silence it. Feed it. Start where you are. Fail elegantly. Repeat obsessively. Learn until learning becomes your way of breathing. Because one day, when others look back at their lives as a list of job titles, you'll look back and see an entire universe you built inside your mind. That's what it means to be a polymath. Not a master of all trades, but a master of yourself. And if this message spoke to something deep in you, I'd subscribe so you don't forget this moment. Like the video if it reignited your curiosity. Because this channel isn't about noise, it's about transformation. See you in the next one.